A study from the Kinsey Institute found that 90% of women have wanted a man to kiss them and said absolutely nothing. Not a word, not a whisper, not even a hint with actual language. And yet, every single one of those women believed she gave him a clear signal. So here's the real question. If she's not saying it with words, what exactly is she saying it with? And more importantly, are you even listening? Here's something most men will never figure out on their own. A woman's mouth might stay silent, but her body is practically screaming. And I don't mean in some vague, mystical, read between the lines kind of way. I mean, there are specific, measurable, scientifically studied physical signals that women send when they want to be kissed. Signals that happen automatically, sometimes even before she's consciously aware of what she wants. And the brutal truth? Most men miss every single one of them. Not because they're stupid, not because they don't care, but because no one ever taught them what to look for. Meanwhile, she's standing right there, doing everything short of holding up a neon sign that says, "Now would be a great time." And he's talking about the weather. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what a woman's body does when she's ready for that kiss. And I'm not doing this from some textbook. I'm telling you as a woman what we actually do, why we do it, and what it looks like in real time. Some of these are going to surprise you. A couple of them might genuinely shock you. And one signal near the end of this video is so subtle that even most women don't realize they're doing it. But once you see it, you'll never miss it again. Fair warning though, once you learn these, you can't unlearn them. You'll start noticing them everywhere, at coffee shops, at dinner tables, in conversations that suddenly make a lot more sense in hindsight. So, if you're okay with that kind of awareness, let's get into it. The very first signal, and honestly the most reliable one, is something researchers call the triangle gaze. Dr. Monica Moore, a psychologist at Webster University, spent over 2 decades studying nonverbal courtship behavior. She observed thousands of real-world interactions in bars, restaurants, and social settings. And she found that when a woman is attracted to a man and wants physical closeness, her eyes start tracing a very specific pattern. She looks at one eye, then the other eye, then down to his lips, then back up, one eye, other eye, lips, back up, over and over. It forms a triangle. And she does it without thinking about it. It's involuntary. It's primal. It's her brain literally mapping out the target before the moment arrives. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most men notice when a woman is making eye contact, but they don't track the movement of her gaze. They don't catch that tiny downward flick to the lips, and that flick, that fraction of a second where her eyes land on your mouth. That's the green light. That's her body saying what her words won't. If you ever catch a woman doing this, especially if she does it more than twice in a short conversation, she's not admiring your skincare routine. She's thinking about your lips, and she's hoping you'll do something about it. Second signal, and this one is almost comically obvious once you know it, is the slow close of distance. When a woman is not interested, she maintains a very firm personal space boundary. Behavioral scientists call this the intimate zone, and it extends roughly 18 inches from the body. That's the zone reserved for people we trust on a physical level. Partners, close family, people we'd let hold our hand. When a woman keeps someone outside that zone, it's not an accident. And when she lets someone inside that zone, that is definitely not an accident either. She'll lean in when you talk. She'll step closer than necessary when showing you something on her phone. She'll position herself so that your shoulders are almost touching, even when there's a whole empty bench available. And here's a dead giveaway. She won't pull back when you lean in too. That mutual lean, that shared airspace. It's a negotiation happening entirely through body language. She's testing, she's signaling, she's saying, "I'm comfortable this close, are you?" A 2014 study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior confirmed that the gradual reduction of interpersonal distance is one of the most consistent predictors of romantic interest across cultures. Women do this across every continent, every language, every background. It's hardwired, so if she's inching closer and not backing away, her body has already made a decision, even if her words are still talking about brunch plans. Third, and this is a big one, the touch escalation ladder. Women don't just randomly touch men they're attracted to, they do it in a sequence, a very predictable sequence. And every step up that ladder is a signal that she's comfortable going further. It starts with the arm, a light touch on the forearm while laughing. Totally deniable, completely accidental. Then it moves to the shoulder, then the upper back, then the knee if you're sitting down. Each touch lingers a little longer than the last. Each one is a test. She's gauging your reaction. She's watching whether you tense up or relax, whether you move toward her or away. Dr. Brenda Allen, a communication studies researcher, noted that women use tactile behavior as a pre-verbal consent mechanism. In plain English, she's physically asking permission through small touches before anything bigger happens. And here's the funny part. Most men experience these touches and think, oh, she's just a touchy person. No, she is not. She doesn't pat her coworker Steve on the shoulder 6 times during lunch. She doesn't fix the collar of the barista at her local cafe. If she's touching you, consistently, gradually, and in a pattern, she's building towards something. And that something involves your face being a lot closer to hers. Fourth signal, and this one is almost unfairly obvious, what she does with her own lips. When a woman is thinking about being kissed, her body starts preparing for it. Unconsciously. She'll lick her lips more than usual. She'll press them together and release. She might bite her lower lip slightly, usually while maintaining eye contact. She might apply lip balm or gloss in front of you, which, by the way, is not about chapped lips. It's about drawing your attention to her mouth. A 2019 study from the University of Kent found that lip-related self-grooming behaviors increased by over 40% in women who reported high attraction to a conversational partner. 40%. That's not a coincidence. That's biology putting on a performance. And the biting of the lower lip in particular, that one has been studied extensively in nonverbal communication literature. It's a self-soothing gesture tied to anticipation and arousal. She's not nervous. She's not anxious, she's excited, and her lips are showing it before her words ever will. So, if you're talking to a woman and she's licking her lips, touching them, biting them softly, or suddenly very concerned about how glossy they look, she's not giving you a makeup tutorial. She's giving you a signal. Fifth, the hair. Oh, the hair. This one has become almost a cliche at this point, but there's a reason for that. It works, and it's real. When a woman plays with her hair during a conversation with a man she's attracted to, it's a displacement behavior. That's a psychology term for an unconscious physical action triggered by emotional arousal. She'll twirl a strand around her finger. She'll tuck it behind her ear, exposing her neck, which is itself a vulnerability signal. She'll sweep it to one side, creating an open line of sight from her jaw to her collarbone. All of this says, on a subconscious level, I trust you. I'm comfortable. I'm showing you the parts of me I'd normally protect. Dr. David Givens, an anthropologist at the Center for Nonverbal Studies, wrote extensively about this in his book, Love Signals. He described hair play as one of the oldest courtship displays in human history, traceable across every major culture and historical period. Roman women did it. Victorian women did it. The woman at the bar last Friday did it. It's been happening for thousands of years, and men are still confused by it. Here's the rule of thumb. If she's touching her hair while looking at you, she's not fixing a tangle. She's performing. And the performance is for an audience of one. Sixth, and this is the subtle one I mentioned earlier, the whisper proximity. She leans in to tell you something she could easily say at normal volume. Maybe it's a comment about someone at the next table. Maybe it's something mildly funny. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that she chose to close the distance between her mouth and your ear to say it. This is one of the most underrated pre-kiss signals in existence because it accomplishes three things simultaneously. 1. It places her face inches from yours. 2. It lets you feel her breath on your skin. 3. It creates an instant pocket of intimacy, even in a crowded room. And she knows what she's doing, not always consciously, but on some level, she understands that by leaning in that close, she's putting both of you in a position where one small turn of the head makes everything possible. When a woman does this, when she leans in to whisper something that didn't need to be whispered, she is writing you an invitation in invisible ink. And the only correct response is to turn your head just slightly and see if she stays close. Seventh, and this one is genuinely poetic, is the stillness. There's a moment in every conversation that's heading toward a kiss where the energy shifts. She stops fidgeting. She stops looking around the room. Her breathing slows down. Her body gets quiet. It's as if everything pauses. This is what psychologists call an affiliative stillness response. It's the body's way of saying, I don't want to break this moment. When a woman becomes still, truly still, in close proximity to a man, she's not zoning out. She's zoning in. She's fully present. And she's waiting. This is the moment most men misread as awkwardness. They feel the silence, the pause, the sudden weight of the air, and they panic. They crack a joke. They look at their phone. They step back. And just like that, the moment evaporates. But here's what they don't understand. That pause is sacred. That pause is her body holding its breath. That silence isn't empty. It's full. It's full of everything she's not saying out loud. And what she's not saying is 3 words long, starts with kiss and ends with me. 8th, mirroring. When a woman starts unconsciously copying your movements, picking up her drink when you pick up yours, leaning left when you lean left, matching your speaking rhythm, that's her nervous system syncing with yours. Research from the University of Groningen showed that behavioral mirroring between two people increases by up to 65% when romantic interest is present. It's the brain's way of saying, I'm like you, I'm with you, I want to be connected to you. And when that mirroring starts happening in close quarters, when she tilts her head the same direction you tilt yours, when she matches your breathing pace, it means her body is already treating you like a partner. Her physiology has already accepted the closeness. Her words just haven't caught up yet. So here's what I need you to understand after everything I just told you. A woman's silence doesn't mean she's uninterested. It means she's communicating in a language that most men never learned. Her gaze, her proximity, her touch, her breath, her stillness, all of it is part of a conversation that's been happening since long before language ever existed. And the men who understand this, who can read what her body is saying without needing her to spell it out, those are the men she remembers. Those are the men who make her feel understood on a level she can't even articulate. Not because they were aggressive, not because they guessed, but because they were paying attention. Every signal I just showed you is a breadcrumb on a path she's already walking. She's not asking you to read her mind. She's asking you to read the room. And now, you can. But here's the thing that most people never think about. These signals don't exist in a vacuum. A woman's body language when she's attracted to someone is directly connected to what caught her attention in the first place. What made her lean in? What made her start playing with her hair? What made her close that distance? And that raises a question that honestly deserves its own entire conversation. What is she actually noticing about you before any of this even begins? Because there's a video right here on screen that breaks down exactly that. It's called 5 Body Parts Women Instantly Notice in Men Over 60. And let me tell you, it has nothing to do with what you'd expect. Some of these are body parts most men completely ignore. One of them actually changes how a woman perceives your entire personality within the first 7 seconds of meeting you. If you found this video useful, that one is going to hit different. It's right there. Click it. because the signals I just taught you today, they only happen after she's already noticed something about you first. And you need to know what that something is.